On the back side, you have the paksaewan chagi. It looks like this. Very difficult technique to perform. One thing that you need to do is be able to lift your legs straight up over your head towards the side. And then you have to carry that leg at that height so that it crosses your body. When you finish the kick, the knee has to stay above the belt, and you have to rock the hips back into this position. Okay, so we want to start working on that. That's one of the kicks that you see a lot in your form. So we want to get the paksaewan chagi down really, really well. So let's have everybody make sure you have enough space, get into this position for the kick. We're going to start with our right leg. That's the first one in the form. So here, just feel how your hip turns towards the right. Hana, 둘, 셋. So you do that first turn and then lift the leg. 1. The knee has to stay straight. Don't bend the knee. Keep the upper body relaxed so that the arms aren't moving. Just relaxed. Good. 둘, 셋. Then from here, as I kick through, I've got to pivot on the ball of my supporting foot. So this is a ball of the foot pivot, whereas before we were doing heel pivots, right? So here, I lift my leg up, turn the hip, and then you're going to see that ball of the hip pivot, and then I turn sideways. And hana, keep the knee high above the belt when you stop. And back, 둘, above the belt. Back. So from here, my leg is back, and I'm going to have my front hand open here. What I need to do is kick my hand as I come around, but it's got to be up here by the head. So I lift up here, and then I pivot. You see how my foot turns? Most of you, when you do that kick, it looks like this. Do you see how I'm kicking over here? And the reason for that is your hip can't turn because you're not pivoting on that foot. So as you do that kick, just lift your knee up and pivot. You have to do that in the kick. Your foot's got to pivot. So from here, let's all get your right leg back, your left hand out in front at head height. And then just shift the weight to the front leg and lift the leg up. Hana, 둘, and then kicking through. And then back. 둘, back. Again, set. Good, back. Net. Okay, you're all doing it. That's great. Okay, now bring your feet together. Same thing. Hand up. Here. Kick the hand. The difference is you have less momentum. With the back leg kicking, you have more momentum that allows your back heel to turn easily. But here you minimize the momentum, so now you've got to rely on the energy of your hips snapping over to make that happen. Let's try a few times here with the left leg back. Right hand is up. So that as we do that kick, you kind of feel how the hip turns into position and back. So then we come to this position and the hand is out in front. Remember, a little counter wind, lifting that leg up, slapping the hand. There are 2 ways to do this kick, and you'll see it in all of the different forms. Pyung Ahn Samdan prepares for an offensive hip motion after the fact. So in Pyung Ahn Samdan, I kick, but I hold this hip back. Other places, like in Pyung Ahn, you see preparing for defensive hip. Okay? So in Samdan, it's actually the harder version, where you have to hold that hip back. And I want you to turn your left toes out. And now I want you just to lift your leg up. Hana. Dur. Set. Do you see how high you can lift your leg up? That's step one. Then once you're up at that apex position, you pivot and turn the hip and then bend the knee. And that's the kick. But when we're going from this position, what I see a lot of people doing is you're going up to kick. You see? It's up, and then once you're at the height, then you bend the knee. But the knee is straight. You go all the way to your highest, even if it's here. Let's say it's here. And then you see how it scoops around. You got to have that muscle to pull through this way and then bend the knee. Rather than up, bend the knee. Now I need you to practice lifting up and then going through and finishing with the knee high. And let's get your chest facing forward. Try the other side now. Okay, so let's just do 5 more. 1, 2. Okay, then from here, you're going to turn, lift, and then come across, pivoting on that foot, pulling the hip back, and chest turning towards the front. That's the position.